More Republicans are joining the growing list of prominent figures publicly distancing themselves from Donald Trump. Monday evening, Senator Susan Collins wrote of her decision not to vote for Trump in an op-ed in the Washington Post. This follows a letter signed by 50 Republican national security veterans who issued sharp statements against the GOP presidential nominee. Joining us now to discuss is WSJ News editor Daniel Nasaw in Washington. Hi, Daniel. We certainly saw some prominent Republicans separate themselves from Mr. Trump around the time of the convention, but this list continues to grow, doesn't it?
It does. And I think that it's pretty serious that you see these 50 national security veterans say that, Donald Trump lacks the temperament and the character to do the job and that he would be dangerous in it. They said he has a slim grip on, the meaning of the U.S. Constitution, and he doesn't take advice from anybody, and he doesn't have the cool head and the ability to have, cordial relationships with foreign leaders that it takes to do the job well.
Absolutely. Let's read a few of the exact comments from this letter, signed, as you said, by various national security officials, including former Director of Intelligence John Negroponte. They write, most fundamentally, Mr. Trump lacks the character, values, and experience to be president, and Mr. Trump has demonstrated repeatedly he has little understanding of America's vital national interests, its complex diplomatic challenges, its indispensable alliances. They finish with, we are convinced in the Oval Office he would be the most reckless president in American history. Now, these are pretty damning comments. How did Mr. Trump respond to this letter?
He responded by saying these are politically motivated attacks, and he also, frankly, blamed a lot of the people on this list for the trouble that the world, in particular the Middle East, is in right now.
Now, let's also mention that Republican Susan Collins became the second sitting Republican senator to declare she will not vote for Trump. Her criticism actually went beyond politics, saying Trump departs from, quote, traditional Republican values and holds a disregard for the precept of treating others with respect, an idea that should transcend politics. Now, has Mr. Trump yet responded to Senator Collins?
Not that I have seen, no, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's coming later on today. He has shown certainly a willingness and an eagerness almost to engage with people who criticize him. So, we'll see.
Absolutely. Now, at this point, how can Mr. Trump stop more Republicans from jumping ship?
Well, all of his Republican critics say the same thing. They say he needs to be more disciplined in his rhetoric on the campaign trail, on the stump. He needs to come out with more specific policy proposals. He needs to show that he is taking advice from people whom they trust in the Republican establishment.
Now, I guess it's worth noting that many of these Republicans say that they won't be voting for Hillary Clinton either. Isn't that what Senator Collins said?
Yeah, well, she didn't mention Mrs. Clinton by name, but, she certainly didn't. I don't think she left it off the table. But, she's an old Republican senator. I frankly would be surprised.
All right. Thank you, Daniel Nasaw in Washington, for that.